2017 has not been easy for a lot of us. For some people, it's really just been non-stop bleakness from beginning to end. Now, we all have been through some tough times this year, regardless of our backgrounds, personal views, and so on. I know for me personally, 2017 has been probably the most emotionally taxing year that I've been through so far in my wise and wistful 21 years of age. I'm not going to go into detail about that because that's not what I'm here to do. But it did get me thinking. And what I came up with was, you know how some people don't like the month of January because it never really feels like a hopeful, fresh new beginning, but instead just feels like cold, bitter, there's not really much for you to do, no point in going out to the movies because movies that come out during January are usually pure shit. Yeah, it just feels like for 2017, they took the whole month of January and it just extended it all year long. And personally, whenever January does roll around, I tend to watch a lot of theme park related videos, stuff about the Disney parks and Universal Studios, just as a way to escape from the dreariness of everyday life during that time. In a way, it's kind of ideal. Many of us take vacations to these places just to get our minds off of our day-to-day routines. Who cares about the long lines, idiot tourists, shitty parking, and overpriced tickets and food? We all just want to relax and have fun, for crying out loud. And it was during January of 2017 that I discovered two video makers that I began watching on a daily basis. Tony Goldmark, aka Some Jerk with a Camera, and Charlie Callahan, aka Spazmaster. They both make YouTube videos talking about theme parks like Disney and Universal, and they're both really, really funny, and I highly recommend that you check them both out. They both make really, really great stuff.
Hi, I'm Walt Disney.
Hi, I'm a wealthy businessman.
I want to make the first sound cartoon.
You fool, that'll never work.
I want to make the first feature-length cartoon.
You fool, that'll never work.
I want to build Me-Land.
You fool, that'll never
Hey,
work.
look, I built Me-Land and it worked.
Good, now build more of them.
No, now I want to build a city of the future.
You fool, that'll never work.
Then I want to discover the secret to cold fusion.
You fool, that'll never work.
Then I want to build a slaughterhouse that'll manufacture cows by running backwards.
You fool, that'll never work.
But like most every attraction here, it has multiple levels of appeal. For kids, it's a fun spinning ride with just the right amount of thrill they can enjoy. All without ever seeing the movie, those Philistines.
They're children.
They should have that knowledge at birth! I'm sorry Michael Jackson is no longer inside of you. Wait. I'm sorry Michael Jackson is no longer inside of you. Nailed it.
But that's just me.
Now, when I was binge watching Tony Goldmark's videos, I noticed he made a review of a theme park related movie. The movie I'm here to talk about today. And that movie is called Escape from Tomorrow. Escape from Tomorrow is a movie that's written and directed by a man by the name of Randy Moore. It's the story of a family man who is losing his sanity while on the last day of his family's Disney vacation. It had its premiere at the 2013 Sundance Film Festival and was talked about mainly because it was filmed on location at both Walt Disney World in Florida and Disneyland in California, but without Disney actually knowing about it. It was all shot guerrilla style with handheld digital cameras that you could probably get at a Target or a Best Buy, and then all the footage was converted to black and white to avoid the Disney lawyers breaking down their door, and also for stylistic reasons. So as I was watching Tony's review of the movie and seeing how much he really, really did not like it, I just kept thinking to myself, oh come on, it really can't be that bad. So I watched it. I bought this copy of it off of eBay, a used copy, that way I didn't have to pay, the guy who made it. And yeah, this is the worst movie that I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding, I'm totally serious. This is the worst movie that I've ever seen. There's a quote on the cover here that says, "It is not possible that this film exists." Well, it exists alright. That doesn't mean we gotta like it. Oh my god, this thing, I don't even know if I can call it a movie, because this has barely any story in it at all. it's baffling how inept and how shittily made this thing is. But hey, no point in beating around the bush any further. Let me show you why. This is Escape from Tomorrow. So the movie begins with people on the ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Things seem to be going fine until this happens. No, you're not seeing things. A man just got decapitated on Big Thunder Mountain. Now, I know this is a movie and none of this is real, but just for shits and giggles, I did some research to see if there were any real-life accidents that occurred on that ride. And of all the ones that I read up on, none of them involved a man getting his head knocked clean off. I mean, I'll give the movie this. It knows how to get your attention right from the start. Imagine if more popular movies had done the same thing.
Ah, the French champagne.
Looking sharp.
Anyway, this is our main character, Jim, played by Roy Abramson. He's on the phone with his boss, who tells Jim he's being fired from his job for, well, they don't actually say why he was fired, but the movie just expects you to go with it, so whatever, fuck it. Jim and his family are on the last day of their Disney vacation. He decides not to tell them that he got fired from his job because he doesn't want to ruin the vacation. So, as Jim and his family ride the monorail up to the Magic Kingdom, two young French girls come on board and... Oh, God. Yeah, Jim's that character. You know, the middle-aged man who feels sexually frustrated because his wife hasn't given him any in a while. Kinda like Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation. Only, we like his character. We like Clark Griswold. You're not gonna like Jim. Oh, no. Just you wait and see. You wait and fucking see. At least it explains why Jim is leering at them. What's the little boy's excuse? His look is less childlike innocence and more...
Hey girl, wanna see my baguette?
Anyway, they enter the park and go on rides like Snow White's Scary Adventures and Winnie the Pooh. Jim tries to put the moves on his wife, because who wouldn't be in the mood for romance on a Winnie the Pooh ride? But she keeps rejecting it. Looks like Tigger's gonna be the only one bouncing around today. After that, Jim's family goes on It's a Small World. Now I know lots of people find the It's a Small World song to be really annoying, and I can understand that, although personally, I was never all that annoyed by it. But seeing how they couldn't actually use that song in this movie because then Disney would find out about it, and that's the last thing that they would ever want, they had to come up with their own original song for this scene. And... just... listen to it for yourselves. It's somehow even more annoying. Ever since I first heard this music, I couldn't get it out of my head for 4 straight months. I'm not kidding, folks. Like, this song is so annoying and so repetitive that it never, ever leaves your head once you hear it. I swear, I could hear it in my goddamn nightmares after listening to it for the first time. Like, it made me long for the sweet, sweet sounds of Jason Derulo. Or DJ Khaled.
DJ
challenge!
Just to get that damn music out of my head. But you know what? That's not even the weirdest part of this scene. Oh no, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Just look for yourselves. Are we sure it's just her saying that to Jim? Or is it the movie saying that to us? I'm thinking both.
What did she say?
It's a bad word.
And now the daughter's hair is black for some reason. It wasn't black in the other scenes, and it's not black throughout the rest of the movie, so... yeah, what's the point there? No, Randy. If you're trying to do the whole generic horror movie face, then you gotta do it right. Like, the boy's mouth needs to hang open as if he's like a cartoon character, see? Like that. And he has to make some weird shouting noise as if he's like John Goodman stepping on a Lego brick without any shoes on. You know, like this. See? Like that. Get with the program, man. Come on. By the way, everything that happens in this scene, it never gets brought up again. Like, ever. I mean, I get that it's trying to show that Jim is starting to lose his mind, but it's being done in a completely not subtle way that you just can't help but groan at it. I read interviews with Randy Moore saying that he wanted this movie to feel like something Stanley Kubrick or David Lynch would make. You know, something that's very strange and cerebral, and it would have kind of a nightmarish feel to it. But here's the thing. Whenever Kubrick or Lynch would do that, they would do it very subtly. They would build up that sort of thing, and it would serve a point within the story. Randy Moore here ain't got time for that shit. No, sir. What kind of an accent is that? So anyway, Jim and his son get in line to go on Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. And they wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Yeah, that's another thing I have to mention about this movie. Whenever it's not being strange and confusing, it can be dull and boring as all hell. Like, so many sections of this movie go on where nothing happens at all. There's no character development. You never learn anything about Jim or his family. It's like the movie equivalent of being stuck in line at the DMV. It is tedious as fuck. Now, the most that I could glean from this whole thing is that it's supposed to simulate the feeling of waiting in line for too long for a ride. But, a show of hands, does anybody actually want to see that in this movie, or any movie for that matter? No? Thought so. Now, until this movie actually does something interesting, I'm gonna occupy my time with other stuff.
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
That isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steam clams we're having.
See how long the line is. See how long it is?
We're still in line. I don't know. It's not really moving. You?
We're gonna get something to eat because this one looks like she's about ready to fade. Okay?
All right. I'll call you if we ever get out of here. All right? All right.
I sliced him apart.
Sorry, Space Rangers. This ride is no longer in service. Please proceed to the nearest exit and have a great day.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Peep the guy in front of them just looking so confused. He's probably thinking to himself, the hell are they doing? We're all about to get on the ride. Why are they leaving all of a sudden? A moment of silence for the poor son of a bitch, who is stuck in this movie, without any consent, by the way.
What happened?
I don't know.
Ooh, check it out. Some genius symbolism of Jim's being sexually frustrated. Isn't it so subtle? It doesn't stop there either. The French girls show up again, and Jim sees them, sharing a banana with each other. Jim follows them onto the Autotopia ride and fantasizes about them sitting in the same car as him and showering him with kisses. He snaps out of his daydream, noticing his car is right behind them, and bumps into their car from behind. This movie has all the subtlety of a Michael Bay movie.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
Both him and Randy Moore look at women the same way, I know that for sure. Jim's son starts to notice that wherever they go, the French girls are there too, and he asks Daddy Dirtbag if he thinks they look pretty.
Well, you know, pretty, it depends on your definition of pretty. Do you think they're pretty?
I guess.
Well, then there you go. That's your definition.
Wait, wouldn't you mean your opinion of what is pretty? Oh god, why am I even asking questions at this point?
Is Mommy pretty?
Your mother. Yeah, she's beautiful.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, not in a classical sense, but more in a Emily Dickinson kind of bookish Tina Fey kind of thing.
Husband of the year, folks. Jim then follows them over to Space Mountain. His son doesn't want to go on that ride, but screw you, kid. Daddy's sick desires are more important than your well-being as far as he's concerned. I mean, it's not like you're gonna throw up on that ride. Oh, wait. Father of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Jim's wife notices the throw-up on their son's shirt, scolds Jim for getting him sick, and takes the little boy back to their hotel room, which leaves Jim to look after their daughter, and it leaves the movie to continue its boring streak. You know what? Screw this. I'm out of here.
Alright, ready? Here we go. It's not funny, is it?
I'm literally shaving my beard right now, and I know I'm not missing a damn thing in this movie. That's how dull it is. Ooh, finally! Something interesting actually happens.
Sarah! Oh, there you are.
He pushed me.
See, they kind of bumped into each other.
Tell your kid to watch where he's going next time. Come on, honey. Let's go.
Ooh, let's play a little game, folks. Try and guess what this character is supposed to be. Is he A, a stereotype of a dumb guy from the South? B, a stereotype of a dumb tourist? C, what Randy Moore thinks all Disney fans are like? Or D, all of the above? Why, it's D, of course! Ha ha ha! What a visionary! Oh. Jim takes his daughter to the first aid station, and you'd think he would be more concerned for his daughter right now, seeing how she's hurt, right? Nope! He just stares down a nurse's blouse and checks out her cleavage because likable main characters, what are those? What are those? Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. This guy is so unlikable. Ugh. Now, please keep in mind, we're about a half hour into this movie, and we still don't know anything about Jim and his family. We don't know where they came from, we don't know what Jim's job used to be, we don't even know their family's last name. All we know is that Jim is a sketchy perv, his wife is a clueless nag, their kids, I barely even remember their names, that's how little an impact they make. Like this is basic storytelling 101. If the person telling this story doesn't give a shit about this sort of thing, then why the fuck should we care about anything that goes on in this movie? God! Wow, that actually felt good. Whew.
How's she doing otherwise?
Good.
No coughing or flu-like symptoms?
No.
Everyone's so worried about cat flu now. Children are most at risk, so we have to be extra careful. You could be a host and not even know it.
Really? Cat flu? First there was the bird flu, then the swine flu, then the Zika virus, and now cat flu. Anyway. Oh god, this scene. So Jim is sitting on a bench watching over his daughter and eating a turkey leg. For those who don't know, individual turkey legs are one of the more popular Disney park food items aside from their churros and Mickey-shaped pretzels. The lady sitting next to him, however, tells him that what he's eating isn't turkey.
Well, if it's not turkey, then what is it?
You really want to know?
Well, now you have to tell me.
Yes, please. Let us in on this little secret of yours, lady. Tell us what he's actually eating. And mind you, what she's about to say is so silly and ridiculous that you're just going to have to hear it for yourself. So, go ahead, Teach. School us.
Emu.
What?
Emu. Emu.
What?
Emu.
What?
Emu?
Okay, assuming this is even true, and it's not, how do you get that much meat off an emu leg? Like, you'd only be chomping on a bone the whole time. And I hope none of you are trying to come up with some legit sounding answer for this, because if you are, trust me, you're only giving power to Herr Director here. But anyway, this whole thing is thrown to the side when Jim gets hypnotized by that woman's jewel necklace. Now this next part might come out of nowhere for you all, so please keep in mind, I did not edit any of this. I'm going to show you this scene exactly how it plays out in the movie. Ready? Here we go.
Wow.
Fuck me. Feel my vagina.
What the? Wait a minute.
I think you found my hidden Mickey. Hysterectomy.
Huh?
I really don't know what to say right now. I mean, you see what's happening. You know how despicable this is. Our main character of this movie, our hero, and I use that term loosely by the way, is having sex with another woman on the last day of his family's fucking vacation! What the fuck?! Time to bring up National Lampoon's Vacation again. Remember when Clark Griswold kept fantasizing about Christy Brinkley, that eventually he meets her at the same hotel that his family is staying at? He flirts with her a little bit and then she offers him to join her in a little midnight swim. Obviously he's doing something really suspicious, but once he realizes that he's in too deep, this happens.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
See? At least he's getting some sense knocked into him. And before somebody points out, oh, that lady basically tricked Jim into having sex with her. Well, he could have at least tried to put a stop to it, but he doesn't. And guess what? Once they're done, he doesn't seem all that fazed by it. He doesn't even look all that guilty either. He just seems like, well, that just happened. Meh, whatever. And the cherry on top of this little uncomfortable sundae, his young daughter was waiting for him in the other room within earshot of what was going on. You know what? Seeing how our genius writer-director couldn't be bothered to give this guy a last name, I guess I gotta do all the work for him. So from now on, let's only refer to this character as Jim Fuckboy. Because that's exactly what he is. An unlikable, irredeemable, middle-aged fuckboy. Is the camera in focus? I don't know. And at this point, I really don't care. Oh, God. Speaking of hotel pool scenes, Jim Fuckboy and his daughter head back to their hotel to meet up with his wife and son at their hotel's pool. In yet another long, dull, and drawn-out scene where basically nothing happens. Yay! By the way, I wouldn't start feeling sorry for his wife because before he got back to the hotel, Jim Fuckboy here buys her a souvenir gift just to cover his ass for cheating on her. And this is how she reacts to it.
What?
Dumbo, Jim?
What's the matter?
You got me Dumbo?
Isn't that the one you want?
Minnie Mouse, Jim. I said I want, you know what?
So yeah, they're both assholes. Why are you cheating on her, Jim Fuckboy? She's perfect for you. See, it's just like Gone Girl, only without all that missing person stuff. But there was still a murder. Hey look, the French girls show up again, and they strip down to their bikinis with old Jim Fuckboy watching them from afar. Now, I actually tried looking up to see how old these two were when they made this movie, but I didn't get any answers, so if I had to make a guess, I would say they look around 16, 17. And we get lingering shots of them in bikinis. Go fuck yourself, Randy Moore. Jim Fuckboy starts to swim toward them, and his wife actually notices this. Does she call him out for his pervy behavior? Nope! Instead, they just bitch and argue with each other on getting out of the pool and going over to Epcot so they can see the fireworks display there and whether or not their daughter needed sunscreen put on her if she was only going to be in the pool for 15 minutes. And it's all completely pointless! Oh, boo-hoo! My mean old bitch of a wife won't let me hit on those two girls that are young enough to be my own daughters. Oh, woe is me! You know, I actually wish you would have drowned there.
What are you doing? I'm fine. What are you doing? I was just playing. What's going on?
So, Jim Fuckboy and fam dry off and head on their way to Epcot.
Wow. It's a giant testicle.
Oh, what, was calling it a giant golf ball not edgy enough for you, Randy? Nah, he had to go that extra Randy Moore mile by outright calling it a giant ball sack. Oh yeah, that's real classy right there. You know, all those other big-name Hollywood directors out there, you know, Spielberg, Scorsese, Nolan, Fincher, Bigelow, Villeneuve, Jenkins, Tarantino, Eastwood, Donner, the Coens. You know, they're all just a bunch of corporate sellout hacks working for the system, man. But not Randy Moore. Oh no, not my boo Randy. Nah, he's a real cinematic genius. He's a real American hero, because I guarantee you, nobody, and I mean nobody in the history of life has ever looked at Spaceship Earth and thought to themselves, it looks like a giant nutsack. No one has ever thought that before, except you, Randy. Nobody but you. You know what? I think we should end part 1 here. Yeah, this seems like a good place to end it. Because, sadly enough, this is not the end. Oh no, we are far from done here, folks. We're pretty much at the halfway point of this movie. You folks have yet to see how this whole thing ends. Like, we're about 45 minutes in, and there's still a lot to go. May God have mercy on my soul. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Almost got it. Oh, and by the way, if you have any hopes that things might get answered and, you know, it might start making sense toward the end, well...
You'll be sorry!
Yeah. Drink up me hearties, yo-ho. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Marc Aquino YouTube channel.